A sandwich becomes a weapon where 37-year-old Sean Charles Dunn from Washington, D.C. has been charged with a felony after throwing a wrapped Subway sandwich at a U.S. Customs Border Protection officer. The incident occurred late Sunday on 14th Street Northwest and was captured in a viral video. No, I don't have time to play it. Go look for it yourself. It's out there. The victim wasn't injured because it was just a sandwich, but Dunn is facing serious charges for striking a federal officer, which is an actual serious offense. According to the court documents, Dunn approached a group of federal agents and began shouting obscenities, including calling them fascists, and demanded to know why they were in the city. It should have been obvious, but, Dunn wasn't all that bright, apparently. It is what it's going, just, other than throwing the sandwich. He threw the sandwich at one of the officers' chests before fleeing. He later confessed to the act, reportedly saying, "I did it. I threw a sandwich." Sounds like a confession to me. U.S. Attorney General, Janet Pirro, appointed during the Trump administration, has announced the felony charge in a video posted on X. She emphasized that no one should feel law enforcement officers are pushovers, and she pledged full support for the police. Pirro ended her message with the jab, "Stick your Subway sandwich somewhere else." That may be a bit overkill, but it is a very serious incident going back and forth. The incident happened against the backdrop of President Trump heightened federal intervention in D.C. And if you've seen videos the last couple of days, you'll see a whole lot of troops. I'll say troops because there are National Guard troops, 800 of those, and a whole lot of officers from various agencies everywhere. Everywhere, literally everywhere. There's staging areas where there's just flooded with vehicles because people showing up and getting ready to go places. Many people in the city in some of the more crime-ridden areas are like, we want them walking around, yay, please. But many folks that see them wandering through some of the nicer touristy areas and some areas that are basically high profile, high dollar, and don't really have the issues are like, why are there Humvees parked on the street when I'm trying to go to the subway? So this deal shows accountability for your actions. No, you should not be assaulting police officers and throwing Subway sandwiches, especially since it's DC, so it probably cost them $12 for the sandwich. But is it an overreach? Is it a felony? Is it that bad? Well, we'll see if anyone dares to throw anything or harass any other officers in the future, because this would be a deterrent, we should hope. Now, Dunn's arrest is more than a quirky headline. It actually has a broader movement of intense federal law enforcement in the area. The symbiotic messages that is with that one. And of course, the thought process is what may be in some cases dog whistles or the unintended consequences that happen when a city is overrun by federal enforcement. And especially a city like DC, which is a city that lives its own little world. It's not inside of a state. It doesn't have statehood nationalism. It doesn't have a governor to go to. It has the president. Jurisdiction and justice are two different things, and theatricalism, a word that I totally butchered, basically trying to be a bit more dramatic in your actual actions, may prevent some people from doing their real share of public opinion. You may not want to be performance arting and throwing sandwiches at police officers. You probably don't want to do that because, like I said, a sandwich probably costs $12. But in the meantime, DC has a situation that may be actually a blueprint for other cities that may have issues with crime or may have imaginary issues with crime. And we don't want a rash of Subway sandwich throwing yuppies, I guess yuppies not really causing it, but what do you even call these people, out there harassing people. Let the officers do their job. You just let them be. And in most cases, these things should actually blow over easy. Not for Dunn, who now has to face some charges and get a lawyer for this one. But for you, please don't assault. Please don't punch out. Please don't curse. Please don't put your finger in their face. Definitely don't throw sandwiches at any officer that's roaming the streets.